What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the GGBL. Got a quick video here for you guys today. We're going to take a look at the standings. We're now in the month of September, and this sim is going to actually set us up for the month of September, the latter part of it. So what we're going to try to do, what we're going to try to accomplish here, is I want to see what these playoff races, how they're all going to shape out towards the end of the month. That way it kind of gives us a clear picture of what games are going to matter and what games mean the most towards the latter part of the month when the regular season is just getting more towards its end, so to speak. So we're in September, and quite frankly, guys, I don't want to go through the 28-man rosters, so I'm not going to actually go through the September call-ups. I'm just going to turn that on to auto and let the CPU decide who it's going to call up and not technically call down, but they got to fill the 28-man roster. They're at 26 right now. So there's 30 teams in the league, right? And that's just a lot of teams to cover, and that's 60 players if you're doing the math. And I'm not going to walk you through every player that I ended up calling up, because at some point it is like, you know, splitting hairs, I guess, so to speak. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the standings here and kind of set us up for the simulation that's about to happen here. So you got the Copperheads and the Heat vying for that #1 spot in the Central. It looks like that the Copperheads have this thing locked up, but we'll kind of follow along with the Houston Copperheads and the Nashville Heat, kind of see how they're doing here. I'm on the swing right now, so that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Let's get over here to the Copperheads, and you know, we'll follow along with them, see if they can clinch the division here in a couple games. There's the Madden 24 beta popping up. Yes, I do have Madden 24, but the elimination number for the Heat is 22, which they have a lot of time to cover that up, right? To cover up some ground, to make up some ground, so to speak. So the Knights, looks like they have that locked up, right? 11.5 games back for the Grizzlies. Their number is 18. Emeralds vying for the NL West, actually a wild card, not the actual NL West division, but Blue Sox 2.5 back. Gauchos 7.5 back with a sub 500 record. So it just goes to show you how competitive, maybe top down, that the NL side is compared to the AL side. But let's get over here to the East, because we got the good boys that are shooting for a wild card spot as well. The Flight currently in first place. Good boys only 2 games back, so it is conceivable, it's possible that Richmond could spoil the Flight's dreams and hopes that they're going to win the NL East. But so we'll keep tabs on them as well. Now, a little sneak peek preview at the AL wild card, but you got the Swamp Monsters in first, Pizzazz at 5.5 back, Revolution at 6.5 back, all above 500. Reapers only 6.5 up on the Maples. That's interesting because Maples are on a 6-game winning streak, so they are coming back with a full head of steam trying to shoot for that first place spot. Now the West on the AL side, it's going to be, you watch what happens. We're going to actually have a Gold Series participant, the World Series. The Gold Series participant is probably going to come from the AL West. You watch what happens. I swear they'll be below 500, and yet still they'll get somebody in to the championship series. It's unbelievable. But 3 teams currently in that wild card spot, and 4 games back for the Cardinals. I think 3 teams make it anyway. The winning percentage is different, 537, 545. So there's no tie. So yes, I believe that if I'm remembering the new playoff rules, I think 3 wild card teams make it. But the Cardinals 4 games back, the Bandits 6.5 back, Breeze 9 back. It'd be a miracle if any of these teams actually got the push. Cardinals, little outside hope, but there you go. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's keep those teams in mind as we go forward in this simulation here. So let's see what we got on tap here. So we got Houston against Philadelphia. So again, I'm going to turn this to auto, the September call-ups. I'm going to turn that to auto. And, you know, we'll go back into the rosters and see if the CPU did anything weird. But, yep, so we're going to have to go through all of this. I'll see you guys in a second when we do some simming here. All right, so it doesn't look like anybody was really put on waivers or anything, so don't have to worry about that. except for Thomas Capel. He's a 24-year-old third baseman, 59. Don't have to really worry about this guy. And again, because you have CP roster control turned on, there's no like free agency ads or, you know, waiver stuff happening. Like the CPU is going to pick people up, so I'm not worried about simming past the September call-ups. All right, so for Houston, so they got a loss here. So Philadelphia helps their cause, and then if I'm going to simulate here again, they're going to do the auto fix lineups. Yep. Okay, so we should be past this now because I think every team's been playing. But a win here for Houston, 6-2, and then for Philadelphia, they will lose a series. So good wins there for Houston. Now, what does that do for Richmond? I'm curious. What does that do for them? They actually got a sweep. They swept Colorado, 8-0 here. Satchel Michaels settled with the loss. That's a good victory there for Richmond, winning a series now. I think that means that they're one game back. Okay, they're tied. They're tied with the Philadelphia Flight here. For Houston, where that places them, should have gone the other way. Houston, 7.5 up over the Heat. They must have split here. They got a one-game winning streak now. But the Heat in first place there for the wild card. Grizzlies, Flight, Good Boys. So the Flight and the Good Boys kind of duking it out right here. Let's go over to that little rivalry. See if we can get any kind of separation happening here. Good Boys have a tough stretch against Carolina, and Philadelphia gets kind of an easy stretch there against San Diego. Let's keep following along though with Philly and Richmond. So Philly gets a nice series win here over San Diego, and we actually swept the Blue Sox. Wow. That's awesome. Okay, so we're hanging in. We're hanging in there. We should be first place. Yeah, first place in the NL East. Only a half game up of the Flight. This is going to be huge. We have a 4-game series against Philadelphia. And then to end the season, we have a 3-game set against Philadelphia. So that's pretty nuts. That's pretty nuts. It's gonna all come down to that. Now, Nuggets and Bandits, a game and a half actually separates those two teams. Taking a quick look here. Maples 4.5 back. They've now won 4 in a row, so they must have had their 6-game winning streak snapped, and then now back on a 4-game winning streak. 4.5 back, so they're shooting for it, man. They're shooting for it. Little too far to kind of cover them in this little sim, but it is interesting to see that West battle here between the Nuggets and the Bandits. So I swear, someone's going to get in with a below 500 record. That's just nuts. Cardinals now 3.5 back. Bandits 4.5 back. Good Boys in Flight, we know what that situation is. The NL's pretty much decided as far as champions go, or division winners go, but the Emeralds now a half game back. The Grizzlies are in third, so they got a little NL West battle happening there. I wonder if those two teams play against each other at some point here. So we got to get the Grizzlies and the Emeralds. There you go. So we got a little 2-game set right there. Let's go ahead and simulate this Vancouver series and see like what happens here. Let's go even further now. So they kind of split the wins and losses there. So currently they have 3 losses and 3 wins in the last 6 games. Now for Seattle, what do they have going on here? They're actually, yeah, right here. Okay, so they get, okay, so 2 wins there. Oh, they got some couple wins against Richmond. That's not good. Let's simulate this game too. So they do get a loss, so they split with Richmond. What does that do for them in the standings? So their elimination number is 1 from the division lead. I'm not really worried about that too much. National League wild card. Whoa, where'd the Good Boys go? Am I missing them? Oh, they're not in the wild card right now because we're winning the division. We're up on them by a game. Oof, wow, this is going to come down to the wire here, guys. So the Flight, Grizzlies, Heat, Emeralds. The Emeralds are currently tied with the Heat. They would be a game back, probably a game and a half back, I'd assume, from the Grizzlies. So the positioning doesn't matter. If you're one of the 3 teams, cool, like you're in. But I wish they would show you the games back from the first place wild card team, because then you kind of, the seeding would matter eventually, right? It kind of reseeds, or is it just bracket based? dude, I've been away from it for too long. I don't even remember. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's getting nuts. It's getting nuts to watch this. So let's keep going here. I believe the good boys in the flight. Do we play against each other here soon? It's gonna be right here. Okay, so let's go back to Seattle and let's get up here towards the. Okay, so 2-game winning streak there, snapped. Win the series though. So San Francisco and Seattle. San Fran's got 2 more wins than they do. Grizzlies are in. Emeralds are in. The Heat are kind of dropping the ball a little bit here. They're 4-6 in their last 10. Blue Sox seem to be out of it, guys. 7 games back with 5 games as their elimination number. I think that it's safe to say that they're done. The Swing have been eliminated. The Mighty Beavers have been eliminated as well. Knights have clinched. Copperheads 8 games up. Good Boys in Flight only 1 game back for the Flights. 3 games left for the Blue Sox. Revolution, Pizzazz, and Maples. Maples. Losers of 3 straight. Cardinals, Breeze, 4 and 5 games back. The Bandits have really lost cabin pressure, man. They were only a game and a half back from the West. Now they're 2.5 back. Okay, so they have a better chance at winning their division than they do making it as a wild card team. So we might have to pay close attention to the Bandits here upcoming, but the Reapers will win their division. That's locked up. Maples 8.5 back there. Swamp Monsters clinched as well. So we got a couple teams to watch out for here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pay more attention now to the Bandits. What do they have on schedule here? So they got Washington. They got Wisconsin. Okay. All right. We'll keep tabs on this, but I do want to keep tabs on that NL West side because that's getting a little interesting here. We've got, yeah, San Francisco and Seattle. So boom, boom. They split the series. Seattle loses in the 11th inning, the top of the 11th inning. San Francisco will get a W there. So what does that bring us? It's a net 0 at that point. So we're back to where we started basically. So I think that sets us up here pretty nicely, guys, for a stream on Friday night. Hopefully you found some enjoyment out of this. It's just kind of more of a league update type deal. The Heat, a game and a half back. I wonder who that they get. The Heat actually draw the Swing, the Cardinals, and the Maroons. So they actually have a really good shot at picking up a lot of games here. The Emeralds, on the other hand, have a New York team that's pretty good. They're in the postseason at this point. Chicago, they're 3 games away from 500. I believe that they're out of it. But then San Antonio, they're going to be fighting for their playoff lives too. So Seattle's kind of got a tougher road to hoe than I think the Heat do. I think, if anything, the Heat have a better chance at making a run at that wild card spot than the Emeralds do. That's tough, man. But, the Grizzlies, they're only a couple games ahead. The Flight could start losing some games as well. Oof, it's going to get pretty tight. So to have some more clarity here, let's go ahead and simulate these games. So they will end up losing the first 2 games of the series, beating Richmond there, and losing to Richmond to close out that series. So Richmond actually, a 3-1 series win over Philadelphia. So 10-6 loss there for the Flight. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th to come back. I'm looking to see if there was like a walk-off win or something. 6-4, that could have been a walk-off win. Nope, Philadelphia scored 1 in the bottom of their half of the inning. Tried to come back a little bit, but no such luck. So what does that do for us here now? What does this do? How does this set us up here for the streams? You got the Flighter 5 games back now. 2 is their elimination number. I think that they've officially eliminated themselves from divisional contention. The Copperheads have clinched, and they clinch not as the best team, but the Knights, 95 wins. They keep on winning. Grizzlies have been eliminated from contention for the West. No joke there. But the Heat, there you go. So the Heat are a half game back. Blue Sox are done. Maroons, Monarchs, Gauchos, they're all done. Emeralds are in right now, but the Heat are chasing them. And with 4 games, looks like 4 games separating the Grizzlies from the Flight, Emeralds, and Heat. Those 3 teams, Flight, Emeralds, and Heat, we're going to have to keep an eye out for in the streams big time. So what about the East side, or what about the American League side? But you got Swamp Monsters, Revolution, Reapers, Maples have been eliminated from the Central, Nuggets, Bandits, Revolution are in, Pizzazz, Maples, Cardinals a game and a half back, Bandits 3 games back with 4 as their elimination number. The Breeze have 1 as their elimination number, so they're basically done. They need a heck of a lot to happen in that situation. But so on the American League side, what we got to look out for, we got to watch out for the Pizzazz, the Maples, Cardinals, Bandits. So 4 teams right there. And then on the NL side, the Bandits could still make it to, they could still win their division also. That number is 6. That elimination number is 6. 4 is for the wild card, so they've still got a shot. Flight, again, 5 games back from the division. 2 games is their elimination number. I think that's done. But for NL, you've got Flight, Emeralds, Heat. 3 teams right there. So basically, in the streams, we got 7 teams to watch. Yep. Interesting. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you on Friday night. No telling exactly what games exactly, like what the order is going to be. But either way, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a long stream on Friday night. A lot of things to cover because there's going to be a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different situations. I'll try to lean more heavily on the simming side of things, let the sim determine it, but I do want to capture the rush of the playoff race, I think that'd be pretty fun. So, guys, leave a like if you like this thing, and I'll see you in the next one. Coming up on Friday night, we're going to go live at 8:30, not 9 o'clock, but 8:30 on Friday night to end out season number 1 and get right into the postseason. So, guys, we'll see you in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.